The many gifts of educational technology. Hey Siri, what is education?
Education is the process of facilitating learning, or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, belief, and habits.
Hey Siri, what is technology?
Technology is the sum of techniques, skills, methods, and processes used in the production of goods or services or in the accomplishment of objectives, such as scientific investigation.
I have always had a love-hate relationship with technology. And now, here come teachers and professors, putting education and technology together in the same room. Oh man, here comes a critical thinking, right?
What is good teaching? What is good learning? Who is the educated person? What is worth knowing? And what is the purpose of school?
Who is what is when, and where is why? Stress levels through the roof already, and it's only week one. That wasn't even the half of the half of the half of the half of it, guys. What more could Dr. Brewer fit into the next 15 weeks, you ask? Well, grab a snack, because here we go. How much more could there really be to learn about educational technology, right? Well, let's ask Dr. Brewer himself. So, Dr. Brewer, we all want to know, how do we start integrating technology into the classroom?
So we start with the content. The content which we can utilize the educational standards. We start with these standards, we start with the content. The content helps us understand the best way to teach, that pedagogical approach. So you start with content, you move to the pedagogical approach, and then you begin to think about technology.
Okay, wait a second. I'm still lost. So, what is pedagogy or however it's pronounced?
It is the art or the profession of teaching. Pedagogy is not a mechanical approach to the classroom. Pedagogy is not step one, step two, step three. It's an art form. It's a translation that you do with the students of content into knowledge. You help the students understand. It's not just hit your mark, it's not mechanical. And if you think of pedagogy as an art, it means it's very nuanced. It means it's very contextual. And so the pedagogical approach you use depends on the context, the environment within which you find yourself. That environment involving the student, the content, and the teacher, which is also what we can define as curriculum.
Okay, so what's curriculum then? Well, content.
Now, you might have a particular mindset of what curriculum is. And that mindset might be, well, curriculum is what I have to teach. But curriculum can be more than that. Curriculum is actually defined in multiple ways. You have the explicit curriculum, and the explicit curriculum is what is on the page. It's what's said out loud, which you can also say is the spoken curriculum. But the explicit curriculum or the official curriculum is the standards, perhaps, or the course map that a school gives you. These are the explicit, this is what they're calling the written curriculum. But there's also the implicit curriculum. It's the things you teach that you're not specifically teaching directly. It's your mannerisms, it's your behavior, it's your expectations, it's your assumptions. There's an explicit curriculum that exists that students learn in schools. And you don't even have to teach it directly. They just learn it because they're in a school, which itself is a culture that is trying to constrain or provide opportunities for students. And so you have the explicit or the written curriculum. You have the hidden or implicit curriculum. You also have the taught curriculum, which is the curriculum you're teaching or you think you're teaching. And then you have the learned curriculum, which is what students are actually learning. And the thing is, a lot of these curricular ideas don't always align. So what's written down, what you teach and what students learn, very often actually doesn't align. Content first, learning first. Content leads to pedagogy, leads to technology. Always start with your content. That foundation is key.
Okay. Well, how would you say that we go about integrating technology into the classroom in a meaningful and authentic way?
How can we utilize technology to engage our students with content, enhance our students' understandings of content, and extend the reach of our classrooms and our students beyond the four walls of the school. We're going to use this triple E framework.
Even though it might seem like my brain is doing this a lot of the time, I can be productive, believe it or not. There is a lot of research to be done when learning about educational technology, guys. Throughout this course, we talked about 6 different frameworks and models, the first being the Triple E framework Dr. Brewer told us about earlier. I'll give you guys a quick rundown through the other 5. I will give everyone a few seconds to read through each slide. These are all different frameworks and models teachers have used to help them integrate technology into their classroom. Don't forget, teachers are looking to extend and enhance their students' learning while also engaging them in meaningful and authentic ways. All right, so now that we've gone through those, is there anything else we should know about?
Another set of standards to consider, and you're going to read about these, are the ISTE standards. So ISTE standards has 2 sets. They have a set for students and they have a set for teachers. And you can see these 2 sets align in many ways. They're focused on a couple of key central concepts: collaboration, communication, engagement on a wider scale. They use the ideas of designing or constructing knowledge.
Well, I did my research on ISTE standards, and this is what I found. So, that's everything we need to learn about educational technology, right? Wrong. What is blended learning? What about inquiry-based learning?
What it really begins with is a compelling question. Where in your content is a compelling question, for students to answer? And those compelling questions, here's this nice ring, and this is all compelling questions should address these ideas. It should be complex and real world. It should be authentic. It should be something that students need to answer. They want to answer. They ought to answer. It should be open-ended. They should be able to take action with it. It's something that, while it's challenging and relevant, it's substantial. There's a lot of different ways you could answer the question. You can go in multiple directions. It's intriguing, perhaps provocative. You want to find a question in the content that allows for students to really dig in and dive deep, find evidence, and support what they ultimately decide or what they ultimately build with that evidence that they've found. They've collected data and they're going to do something with that data.
I know, guys, we've gone over a lot, but don't worry, we're almost done. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the digital divide. The digital divide is the gulf between those who have ready access to computers and the internet and those who do not. When a school cannot afford the hardware, the connectivity, or the proper teacher training, then they are part of the digital divide. Schools that lack in these areas due to funding have had negative impacts on both teachers and students. Yes, students are the obvious learners, but how do we expect our students to grow if teachers are not growing and learning alongside them? There will be a never-ending digital divide until our federal government decides to make school funding a priority. We are not looking to help 95, 98, or even 99% of schools. We are looking to spread equal learning opportunities among 100% of schools in the United States. Only then will we be one step closer to closing the gap of the digital divide. I told you guys it was a lot. The term educational technology has become more to me than just a term. There is so much meaning behind it. There is so much to learn, and although the work can seem tedious at times and it's scary to jump into the unknown, someone has to do it. Educational technology is about opening up the windows, opening up the doors, heck, even taking roofs off of school buildings. Not literally, of course. The digital world is forever changing and improving, and in order to grow along with it, we need to remember content first, technology second. We need to remember when integrating technology into the classroom, it's not about bright and shiny. It's about enhancing student learning, it's about extending their learning beyond the classroom, and it's about engaging students in meaningful and authentic ways. We need to continue to ask ourselves those inquiry-based questions. What is good teaching? What is good learning? Who is the educated person? What is worth knowing? What is the purpose of school?